What is up, my Gaggle of Geeks? Chaz in the house. He's in the house. We're sitting on the couch with a microphone.
That was catchy.
And then we got Nat. She's at the desk and she's got buttons to press on. Yeah. And then the doggy's on the corner. His name's Frank.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Whoa.
With his little.
That's pretty much him every morning with his stuffed teddy bear.
Yeah.
I think it really must be a man dog thing, you know? It's men.
Do you ever have that dog
Never
in you in the
forgive
morning?
What?
Do you ever have that dog in you in the morning?
No, because I'm too busy having to deal with this one.
So if you didn't have to deal with that one, would you have your primal instincts kick
Let's
in?
move on to, how are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Did you have a good week?
It was a week. I'm excited for October.
Yeah. Are you starting your Halloween watching?
That started September 1st.
Oh, there he is. Okay. I bet that's the most annoying thing that we're just going to keep doing until December.
I just want sound bites already for that. Nah.
I don't make the sound bites.
Not with that attitude, you don't.
Just push the buttons.
All right. Well, it's time to push the next button to their first segment, which is...
It's Gaggle of Geeks. What are you geeking about?
Chaz?
Yes.
What are you geeking about?
Well,
Oh,
you see.
but we're doing a lot of different voices.
We are. Lately, I've been watching a TV show called Hellier. It's on Prime.
Hellier?
Hellier. It's a city.
That's not a word.
It's a city in Kentucky. Fun
Now,
fact.
is that a real word?
Hellier?
Well, if it's the name of a city, then sure.
So people can make up a word if they name it a city.
Yeah.
Someone could go Oolabul.
There's probably a city named
Golo.
Oolaboo.
Yeah.
Golo.
Golo.
Wow.
Is
you
it
can
real?
name
Yeah.
a city whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make a grunt noise for one. Just
Hellier.
Hellier. Yeah.
Oh, it's a paranormal.
so is it like
It's-
Stephen King?
No. It's like a docu-series, kind of like Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, Destination Ghost, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is more indie produced, and they do it all on their own, release it on their own network. So it's kind of fun. But they also have a podcast with their haunted objects and stuff. So that's how I came across this show, and I've just been digging it for the
Nice.
low budget quality content of it, really.
Where can you watch it?
Amazon Prime.
Is it free or do you have to pay for it?
If you have Prime, you can watch it at no cost.
Okay. I don't like that every Prime has ads now. That they have like 4 ads.
I agree.
That 4 to start. Then they don't give you any more, right?
No, it's throughout
So
the
at
whole
least
thing.
It's throughout?
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
ridiculous.
if it's a TV show, it's throughout. If it's a movie, I think it's all in the beginning. The real question, why can't you not just do it in the beginning?
I don't know. It's messed up though.
Well,
Just do it all at the beginning. I'll
yes.
take 5 ads if you just do it.
the
And let me mute it. Don't be a weirdo.
Yeah.
Like that's where it gets weird, where it's like, no, you must listen.
Well, and like the volume control in the ads are like way higher than like the actual volume that you had set the TV to.
Hey, watch it.
Wow.
Jeez.
My bad.
I'm upset too, Chaz, but calm down. Oh man.
But the ad stuff, I mean, that will come up in some of the news articles we have later on. But
We do have the News Day with Chaz coming up.
Anyway. What are you geeking about, sir?
What am I geeking about? It's in the hat. Yeah.
Blockbuster.
That was a horrible way to do it. Yeah, Blockbuster. Yeah. I got straight up the whole FanX experience this weekend. Or at least from Thursday to Saturday. Me and Nat were there yesterday. I was there Thursday helping out with the ABC4 booth. And doing a couple interviews, which one we're going to introduce in a second. And then a couple panels. I did the celebrity panel for Catherine Newton, which was really fun. She was really cool with her fans. And I didn't know how really good she is at golf. Like
She a
she's an
golfer?
insane golfer,
Oh,
like professional level.
who knew it could be so hard to hit a ball on the floor?
Whoa, what is wrong with you,
I'm getting out of
I'm
here.
saying that as someone who
Jeez.
sucks at golfing,
Nat.
obviously.
Net? Just out of nowhere, he's besmirching.
I mean, I'm not a golfer, so like I don't have any skin in the game. But on behalf of golfers,
I could have said any
everywhere,
sport and he would have said
how
it.
dare you?
He could have said, I could have said boxing. And he would be like, who'd have thought the boxing was so.
Hey,
Yeah, you
Hey.
just want to be Debbie Downer.
well,
Well,
here's
here's the difference.
But she's too positive to be a downer. Legit, she's so optimistic. Like, and what's funny is she does these random videos on YouTube now of just her like studying drivers and like golf clubs.
studying.
Yeah, like somebody is basically weighing it out for her
Okay.
to like teach her how to use the club the right way or like what weight works best with her, like tailoring a golf club to her.
That's cool.
I watched like 3 of them,
How long are they?
like 15 minutes,
That's
maybe
actually-
a little more. Quite a bit.
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, and I was like, man, that's the nerdiest thing I've ever seen in a while.
Who-
That's not like our kind of nerdy.
Right.
So I thought that was cool. Got to ask her questions about that.
Did you ask her how, like, what her longest drive was on the golf course?
No, I asked her about in golf, they reference this idea of being like in the zone when you're doing stuff. If that also applies to your experience with acting.
And the answer was,
She said, "Who are you? Get out of here."
dang.
She said, "Thank you." No, she answered. She was really nice. I got like 5 or 6 questions in, and then the Q&A happened. But otherwise, and there's no other panels that happened. Nothing at all.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
You want to talk about it?
no, not yet. Let's move on to this interview. Which, by the way, I met one of the coolest people of the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings, Chaz. Indiana Jones.
He was Indiana Jones. That's right.
John Rhys Davies, man. I got to interview him. How crazy is that?
How was it?
Oh, he's so sweet. And speaking of how was it, we actually have the entire thing. This is like a 7-minute interview of him just at his autograph booth. He just let us come right up over and start interviewing. The publicist even was like, "You've got to wrap it up." And it might be in the video, but John looks over and he goes, "Hush," like shoos away the people that are trying to like. I was on their side. I wanted to end it the minute they said wrap it up, but
Yeah.
you know,
That was nice
that's
of him.
that stand up dude. But let's go ahead and cut to it. This is the interview with John Rhys Davies Gimli. So nice to meet you.
Pleasure is mine. Hello.
I wanted to ask first, you've been at FanX a couple times now. What is it about this fan experience, and what is it specifically about Utah that you love so much?
The warmth and the generosity of the people. I'm always made so welcome here that often I was just thinking when I flew in on Monday. I was just thinking, gosh, if I like coming home. You know, I've been here so often. Obviously, I did something with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir a few years ago. I loved the choir. I loved the great giant of music in our generation, in our world, really, Mac. I have so many friends here, and the music is glorious. But this particular show actually comes from the top. You know, Dan Farr likes people. He likes his actors. And, of course, we all love the public. Shows like this are far more than just collecting money. They're about people meeting people and making friends. And that I really love.
Well, in your experience with fans, I mean, everybody that meets you knows just how generous you are with your time, with your care to answering any questions that people have. Are there any favorite questions that you've been asked lately through like this round of conventions?
Well, it used to be that the favorite question was from teenage girls. Tell me, John, did you and Orly hang out a lot together? To which I would end up having to reply, and ladies and gentlemen, or particularly ladies, I do not have Orlando Bloom's personal phone number, but out of sheer malice, if I had it, I would give it to you.
Well, who would want the number of that pointy-eared guy, you know?
Exactly.
What was it like on set with Orlando Bloom? Did you guys discuss a lot about your chemistry between each other? Or did it just happen all on set?
Well, it between actors, it should happen. If it's in the script, then your job is to enable it and to make it happen. We serve the script. We served the writer, the director, the people who are putting money into the show, and, of course, ultimately the audience. Sometimes you cannot please everybody. Well, our first duty is to the story, to the script that we've agreed to do. He was such a gifted young actor. And, you know, you would put out something and he would put out something, you'd respond to that. But it was very clearly in the script. The aggression and the hostility right at the beginning, you know, to the friendship and indeed lifelong and deep friendship right at the end.
Well, it's such dynamic chemistry. You feel it just watching. I wanted to ask you kind of a nerdy question because we found out some new information for you about Sliders, and I grew up watching the reruns. I loved you so much. I heard a rumor that back in the 2010s there was going to be a potential reboot. How do you think a new Sliders would fare in a multiverse world that we're in right now?
Well, there are a lot of difficulties to getting the show going again. There's one, the question of ownership. How we think we know who owns it. But to convince them that it's worth rebooting the show will take some time. And I think our first thing is to get our Sliders together and perhaps do a few fan conventions together. That indeed itself has taken time, but we are now seriously talking, and we might just announce that we're doing 1 or 2 or 3 fan conventions. And if that, then what people do not understand is that the young teenagers and the young 20-year-olds who are watching Sliders when we were doing it are now 20, 30 years older. And we have a different type of audience. And I think if we could satisfy that audience to begin with, and then gradually add younger people to it, as the older ones of us will die off, then they could have a franchise that could go on for a few years. But we have to demonstrate that, and we have to persuade people. And indeed, it might not be possible. So one would then have to look at the legal implications if the 4 people who were in Sliders went off and did a different show together that involved alternative universes. That might be more legally than broadcasters would want to accept. But we could look at that way as well.
Well, please do. For me personally, another show that you were part of was Shogun. The new series is out. It's been hitting a ton of awards circuits. Have you seen it yet? And what was your experience like working in Japan?
I haven't seen the new series. I know it's wonderful. I haven't seen it yet. I'm told it's really much told from the Japanese side. But working on Shogun was one of the great experiences of my life. Working in Japan for 5 months on end. And Richard Chamberlain taught me more about professional responsibility than any time that I've ever worked since. And I owe him that, and I love the man to death. I don't think that this new show supersedes the original Shogun. I suspect they probably are very complementary. And I'm so glad for the show, and I'm so glad they've done so well.
I'm so glad that I was able to talk to you, John. Thank you so much. Make sure that you go to his booth. You do the autographs, the photo booths, everything. It was a pleasure.
Can I say one more thing? There was an absurd rumor going round, apparently, this morning, that I was not going to be doing the meet and greet or the talk that I was doing. I'm here for the weekend. I will do everything I'm told to do, and I love my fans. You take care. Come and see us.
Oh,
Dang.
give it up for John Rhys Davies. That was awesome.
That was cool.
Such
We
a
got
nice
a couple
guy.
comments. Oh, oops.
Oh,
We got a couple comments during that interview.
all right. Let's hear him.
James Moore said,
Oh,
"This interview is fire."
Hey,
And Film Trek said, "Dank."
hey, Donka. Is that what they meant? I'm hoping. No, that was really fun. And if you started hearing people in the background, that was probably his publicist telling us that we need to get him to stop so that he can, start making money. The reason he's there, along with being with the fans. But it was really cool to get to talk to him. And he did some sound bites for ABC4. And I didn't have time to be like, and now do Gaggle of Geeks or, like start listing off them. But super nice guy. You don't really see a lot of actors like that.
No, well, your questions were actually very well prepared.
Hey,
Actually,
wow.
no, they were. I was impressed with your questions, honestly.
I didn't ask him about Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's.
You want to know what my question would have been?
What?
I was going to ask him about the food poisoning
He
that
had food
happened
poisoning.
on set. Well, the infamous story about Indiana Jones just shooting.
Oh yeah.
It's because the entire cast and crew got food poisoning.
Fun.
So he went through that too. So what was he going through? And then is what happened actually true?
I would have.
Did he say, let's just shoot him? And then they did it and cut 3 pages out?
It's a way to save time.
I know, but it's a Hollywood history story.
I would have asked which crew member pooped themselves first.
Oh boy. That's a great question, Chaz. It's a great one.
Riveting.
You guys are leaving me hanging there.
Well, not to add a little bit more into the dankness of what happened, but the next day, we obviously didn't have time. We were told to leave, but we were told that day, hey, you can also get pictures with them and stuff. We just didn't have the time. But we were warned the day before. Now, just so you know, when you take the picture with him, he might try to tickle you. And me and my coworker Kayla, hopefully she's on the show too. She can do a recap of her time over there. And she's really big into music, so she could give us a lot of geek stuff about that. We both were like, okay, like it just seemed weird to get that kind of warning. But then he's like, he'll tickle the back of your neck, like he'll like tickle the hairs on the back of your neck. And for a minute, I was like, what is the like? Is it just a power thing? Just like a Gimli's got you kind of thing. But no, what I think it is because it gives you an authentic smile for the photos. So we have 45 photos of me and John Rhys Davies. Take a look at the progression here.
All you need is smiles. Lots and lots of smiley smiles. Your sweet pink mouth goes north, not south, and just smile.
That was a catchy tune too.
Yeah, I didn't get it from anywhere. That was our own thing. I'm just kidding. Copyright, don't come after us. It was too funny not to use. It's an Arrested Development. Never mind. It was cool. I love the montage. Those are like some of my favorite photos with the celebrity.
Yeah.
So I think he's just a genuinely great dude. Someone called him the grandfather of FanX, and that's exactly what it feels like.
Because this isn't his first time at
No,
FanX.
he said, I've been here so many times. I think I'm gonna take up residency. Just like, He's like, I think I already live here, essentially.
That's cool.
Yeah, so super nice guy. Got to see the other people, like Elijah Wood and Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Then like I said, the Catherine Newton interview was really good. Yeah, that was my geeking about. That was a good and long gaggle of geeking about, gaggling on gaggles.
Yes.
Yes, let's move to the next one, which is
The News Bay with Chaz.
we were vibing. No, it was a good conversation. I just realized I had nowhere else to go after that.
Oh man.
Where else can you go? We should just end the show after that.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Gaggle on, guys.
Press the ending. All right.
News. So I have to preface this first one because we were doing our pre-show meeting. Sounds official when we do it.
Mhm.
And you're like, I see an article here. Why? You got all grumpy.
Oh, was it? Did I get grumpy?
He got grumpy.
Why do I not remember this?
Oh, well, what is it?
Anyway, it's another AI.
See if I get
Oh, I
grumpy.
remember now. Yes,
Oh,
you did
I'm just
get grumpy.
It's another AI bill that other actors are now wanting Gavin Newsom to sign into law, right?
What is it?
So it is the bill itself is
I don't know why I'd be mad at it so far.
it's presented by Senator Scott Wiener.
I think you were mad because it was political.
Yeah.
Keep going. It's not that political yet.
His
The
bill
wiener part maybe, but
the bill is SB 1047.
okay.
And all it
That doesn't help me. What does it say?
I know. So it's requiring AI developers in the state to implement security precautions before training their models.
Before training models to
AI models.
okay.
So it has drawn opposition from OpenAI
Mhm.
and Nancy Pelosi.
Oh well, maybe that's where you did it.
Get a job here.
Oh my god!
But it's a legit.
Was that at Nancy?
I don't know. Interpret it however you want.
But this is
like Megalopolis. It's
So-
just there.
So 2 weeks ago, though, or over the last 2 weeks, there's already been 2 bills signed into law in California. So it seems like California is really trying to strangle AI, rightfully
But also
so.
not at all, because all of these studios keep using it.
Yes.
So
And I
is it
wonder,
just for show.
it might be, but I wonder if this will be more protests, more strikes within the industry.
I don't know.
Because
You've seen the articles of how bad Hollywood is right now.
yeah, but there's so some actors have signed on to this, or like people like Jane Fonda, Shonda Rhimes, and Pedro Pascal.
Oh, it was
Um,
Jane Fonda. That's why you got mad. Because you saw that
Whoa!
Jane Fonda was in it, and you were like, uh-oh, when Jane Fonda's involved in something, you know it's going to be political.
Well, that's true. That's actually true. But that wasn't angry. That was just an anecdote.
but it wasn't your high pitched voice that you're speaking right now.
Well, I'm not. I'm just
Other people involved in this too is J.J. Abrams, Mark Ruffalo,
Mhm.
um,
That's another.
Gene
When
Smart.
Mark Ruffalo gets mentioned in something, he either spoiled a big part of a movie or it's political.
Mark Hamill.
Him too, a little bit.
Yeah. So there's big names, Judd Apatow. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Nice.
That's all. I have a beef with
AI.
AI. And earlier I also mentioned Disney and or not Disney ads with streaming platforms.
Yes.
So last year Netflix cracked down on password sharing. We thought it would
It
backfire.
finally affected me too.
Did it?
Yeah, I finally got one at work.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were like, "You're not where you're supposed to be." It's bothersome. Look, we're all the same when you strip us down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mister yelling at me for getting stuff early. Hey, my neck. They cracked down on me just like they cracked down on you, man.
Wait, what?
Keep going. What's the story?
So Disney Plus is now cracking down on password sharing at a higher cost than Netflix. So if
Okay.
you want to add more people to your plan, pay even more than what Netflix is charging.
Who gonna check me, boo?
But Disney doesn't have a cap like Netflix does. Netflix is 4 screens.
They're going to start putting caps on it. They are,
But so far they're just saying you can pay to get more.
right,
But there's no limit to how much.
for now. But
Okay.
basically, the model Netflix rolled out is the exact model Disney's going to try to follow and make even more money on top of that.
How are the streaming wars right now? Is it about over?
Can I ask you? I'm going to ask you a legitimate question. Okay.
Hmm.
Do you trust anything streamers say at all, as far as figures and watches go? How they
I bet
determine?
there's some things legally they do have to disclose that you could probably believe, but I don't know.
Because
They're all into algorithms, man. They don't trust us.
I know, because like with the box office and movie theaters, it's pretty straightforward how to know if a movie is profitable or not, right? There's nothing like that with streaming. They're like, oh, so many viewers watched it, but then you find out you can watch 2 minutes of a movie and they'll call that, oh, it's watched.
Or they'll include family household members, like
Yeah.
4 people watching something, because it's like technically 4 per household.
So
Even though way more likely it's 1 person
Yeah.
watching it.
so it's really inflated in that sense, right? So that's where I'm like,
It's
why?
more inflated than me in the T-Rex costume at FanX.
It's true.
Yeah.
You were very inflated in that.
Or like my ego when I thought that a panel was gonna happen. And then I made never mind.
Do you want to talk about that right now?
No, I shouldn't have brought it up. I shouldn't have brought it up.
So that is Disney Plus cracking down password sharing. I thought there would be blowback from that, but seeing how Netflix was profitable from it, probably not.
we'll see.
We'll
Oh, got any more plans?
Okay.
What's in your bank account?
This next one's for you, sir.
Okay.
DC Supergirl,
Yeah.
who
Hashtag feminism. Nat. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Pro. Well, you threw in the Jane Fonda thing and that scared me. I thought you were going to go, which is why you're sexist.
well, and the actress from House of Dragon is attached to play Supergirl.
She's a cool actress too.
She is very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
So they have also cast the lead villain,
Right.
played by
A guy.
I don't know how you say his name, Matthias Schoenaert. I don't know how you say his last name. He's Belgian. I apologize if I butchered that, but he is going to play the villain. Nobody knows who. But what are your thoughts on this?
Maybe he's the waffler
Is that a real villain?
because he's from Belgium.
Shut up.
Kind of looks like Charlie Day.
Why do you do that?
That was yeah, she totally missed it.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna say it again.
Okay.
For the fans'
Okay.
sake. Their ears are gonna bleed if I say that again.
The
Okay.
waffler. He squirts syrup out of all his pores.
That is not what I said. You did a yes and to that one.
Belgium syrup. Okay. Hellboy.
Oh hell, boy.
Oh, Hellboy.
Oh hell, boy.
Were you a fan of the last release of Hellboy?
It wasn't as bad as everybody was saying it was, but it also wasn't very good. And my heart was set for Hellboy 3, which we know is never coming now.
Yeah.
Too old.
I'm in the same boat as you. I liked aspects of it, but whatever. There's a new one, Hellboy the Crooked Man. A lot of people are like, well, this looks
With the budget of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
yeah.
It's a really low budget looking film, and they're trying to take it back to its scary roots. The effects, as far as like Hellboy himself, maybe a little skinnier,
Yeah.
but still buff, like buff, tall guy. Got the shaved down horns, got the sideburns. It all checks out. The gun is still there too.
Yep.
The only difference is it clearly looks like it's a little lower budget.
Like a fan-made movie.
I'm being nicer than you.
It's a fan-made movie is what it looks like, unfortunately. And to even put more crap on its plate that it was already
More ghouls
facing.
in its hole.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Mhm.
It's going straight to digital. There
Ooh,
is no
spooky.
theatrical release for this at all.
So you think it's because they don't believe in it, or do you think we're gonna save the money from trying to put this out in theaters, and we're just gonna push this on streaming.
Yes to both.
I think it's the other one more. I think they probably do believe in it, especially because it's a lower budget. I think it's it's such a lower budget that any amount of people watching it will end up being a profit.
Yeah. Do we know the budget for it? I mean, even the poster for it looks
Tell people the side tag.
this.
Yeah.
Witness the beginning of all evil.
I don't think that would be what Hellboy's narrator would sound like. What does it say again? Witness the beginning of a new evil.
Witness the beginning of a new evil.
Witness the beginning of a new evil.
You just ruined that.
No. Okay.
Two more things. The last one you're gonna have to share. But this one, I didn't know any of this. That Martin Scorsese was assigned to do a Frank Sinatra biopic, as well.
Leo DiCaprio, right?
Right. That was rumored, as well as a Life of Jesus production.
Right.
No
I think
idea.
Mel Gibson's doing that one now.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Passion of the Christ too.
Yeah, Electric Boogaloo.
Anyway, both projects are postponed. I thought that was interesting, but he is getting older. This will be talked about with.
But he is looking older.
He is getting
How
older.
dare you, sir?
You can keep postponing them. They're likely not going to be made.
he was
Look at his age compared to like everything else and how long it takes to make a movie.
He
Dude,
was happy and dancing to "I'm Just Ken" at the Oscars. You watch it.
I know. So I'm
He's
just
like
saying.
Anthony Hopkins, man. He's
all-
spry.
All I'm
He's
saying is
81.
He's gonna live until he's gonna be doing this until he's 150.
these projects are likely never going to see the light of day. Just throwing that out there.
Ugh.
And well, I bring this up because we're going to be talking about another
Maybe it's
old.
because they found out Leo can't sing.
Well,
It could be a number of different things.
they could fake sing though. That's
but
not the
I
first
just
time it's
think
happened.
that's a real cheap way to go to like conspiratorializing why you think it didn't happen. I'm 100% sure it probably was scheduling stuff more than anything.
Maybe.
Not I can't move.
I don't know.
Bring the gabagool. That wouldn't be. Nah, man. That guy's prolific.
But all I'm
I
saying,
think he's still gonna do the H.H. Holmes movie.
no,
No? How do you know?
that got moved down to a TV show.
Still with Leo?
Nope, he's the only executive producer now,
Hmm.
and Keanu was attached to it at
What
one
about
point.
Joker 3?
No, dude.
He's gonna close out the trilogy, man.
Are we covering that? When does that come out?
I think there's one next week.
Can't wait to talk how I really feel about the Joker movies. Anyway,
We live in a society.
yeah.
That Joker. But the only one we've got.
Anyway, the other news is something to do with Tom Holland.
That he's contracted for a lot of different stuff now.
Yeah,
Oh, this was my story.
this is your.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't find anything
Yeah,
on
well,
it.
it just looks like he's set up to be allegedly doing a lot more projects coming soon. He's going to be playing Spider-Man until he's 50, pretty much. He's got a new trilogy coming. Rumor has it that Sony wants him to do a crossover film with Venom and to have them fight against the villain that's introduced in this third one. Another rumor is that he's signed on for Doomsday, Secret Wars, and 2 other unknown projects. Could be Fantastic Four or Daredevil
And he's also rumored
or
to
Wolverine.
be the main character in Doctor Doom's little storyline with Robert.
He'll be the lead in both Avengers movies.
That
makes the most sense.
so stupid on so many
No,
levels.
they
so
haven't built.
stupid. So stupid!
Oh my gosh, you get so
God
mad.
Damn it, mother.
Yeah, just save it for that. Don't smack it. Oh, what are you doing? Why are you moving your hand like that?
I was just
This
referencing.
is so bad.
I was just referencing the sound.
It's offensive.
I was just referencing the sound like that.
Well, you're not excited for any of that, so that
I'm not
news wasn't for
excited.
you anyway. Do you want to wrap this up, baby?
That's all I got for the news. Hopefully next week has more interesting news. This week was kind of dumb.
Yeah, that's a great great way to close it. Awesome. All right. Well, with that being said, what is the next topic?
Well, technically it's a competition. But I don't know if we passed over your nightmare or if we want to save that.
Do you want to bring
What
that up right
nightmare?
now?
Jay's hot takes time. Jay's hot takes time.
Michael B. Jordan. The man with the body of steel that drives every woman crazy and every man wished they had his body. What was Michael B. Jordan's best role? Is it Fruitville Station or is it Creed? Patrick, I'm giving you Fruitville Station. Chaz, I'm giving you Creed. And I'm talking about the whole franchise for Creed. How did he do? Did you like him in it? All that stuff. The same thing with Fruitville Station. Alakazam.
Thank you, Jay.
I have to ask you a question real quick.
Yeah,
Have you looked at Michael B. Jordan's workout routine?
I've just looked at them abs.
I want abs.
I don't
like
mean to objectify him, but I am. Jay started it.
He did.
Yeah, that beginning part was quite the thirst. There's nothing wrong with it either.
Rightfully so. Yeah.
Nope, nothing wrong with that. That man is the whole farm.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
well, let's tee this off. You ready for this?
Well, you don't sound like you're ready for it. Probably because you know that mine's the better one. This is Ryan Coogler. It's really the only film Ryan Coogler has ever done that's not a franchise, that's not a sequel. He's got a movie coming out now with Michael B. Jordan also, because that's their De Niro Scorsese, and all
Yeah.
for it. I'm all for it. That's great. But this is the only one that has a story to tell that's unique coming from him. And choosing Michael B. Jordan for that only told me that they're each other's ride or die. So to compare, I don't know. Creed seems like it was something that they had an idea, a passion idea for Stallone, but then it started getting weird with the franchise. Stallone didn't want to do it anymore, or he wanted to be a bigger part of it, and they wanted to switch over to Creed. You don't have any of that garbage when it comes to Fruitvale Station. You just have an emotionally devastating movie with one of the better performances of that year.
Are you calling the Creed movies garbage?
No, I'm calling them messy.
You think they're messy?
Yeah, they started to get a little messy towards the end. First one is a perfect movie, in my opinion. Creed #1 is a perfect movie. Creed 2 is okay, but the Drago aspect and then Rocky's cancer stuff just kind of got a little too much. Third one, we know what the problem is with the third one. It's a Majors problem. See, and that's where
Yeah.
you really fail, my friend, because I can still watch mine without feeling weird.
Here, I'm gonna be honest. I watched Creed way after it even came out.
Mm.
I'm not a huge Rocky fan either, but I liked Creed for what it was.
Well, now I'm getting offended.
What?
I'm gonna have to go on your. I'm gonna have to defend your side for you.
Dude, Rocky literally just has a scene of him punching meat, beating meat essentially because he's frustrated.
In a meat locker, baby, because he didn't have punching bags.
All you gotta
So
do,
you gotta take the hits. You gotta keep the hits.
yes,
Because that's how you're gonna win.
So-
and that's how you're gonna get Adrian.
so basically, if you're that frustrated, just beat some meat.
If you want to punch a couple bags, it'd be good with me. Where you come from, Adrian? Yeah, you like turtles? I got some turtles in there. I got some turtles. My little turtle's poking out of my shell when I talk about.
I think of the two movies though, Creed probably has more of a flair to it. The Creed franchise has a more of a visual flair to it than Fruitvale Station.
Like Deadpool and Wolverine does.
Well, I mean, it has a higher budget, so
Yeah, but it's still. I don't know. I think
and also
as far as the art goes, and as far as
Ryan Coogler didn't direct the third Creed.
he didn't direct the second either.
He didn't do the second one.
No,
Oh,
he only did the first one.
oh,
Which is why I think that's a perfect movie.
that is.
But
Okay.
he told you have to do all three, which I think
I
is,
can't.
I think that's where you lose big time. And not to say that Creed 3 isn't good, it's just tainted.
that being
It was right at the same. It was as everything was happening.
yeah
That happened at the same time.
yeah.
It was taint. I remember because I was pumped for it. Then it happened, and I literally felt like I had to rip out a part of my brain of like my short-term memory to be like, don't remember, and just keep going. But it did give us that excellent red carpet interview of Michael B. Jordan running into a girl that he met at high school that bullied him, and she was a reporter on the red carpet asking questions, and he's like, "How you doing? You didn't think I was gonna be here, did you? You didn't think I was gonna make it here, right? Yeah, you thought I was a little nerdy kid. And remember, you called me a little nerdy kid all the time.
He said this?
What's up now? What's up now?
He said that?
Yeah. Yeah. He totally just boom.
Boss move.
And she was like, "You're amazing." Trying to like probably hide the tears a little.
She's like, your abs are so delish.
No.
Well, I'm thinking that.
We all are.
I'm gonna be honest.
And maybe that's the pro to Creed. Abs. Mine.
Nah.
Not really abs.
Creed has really cool fighting sequences. It has a lot of cool music, a lot of cool beats, and it did pretty well at handle. Well,
let's talk the performance.
The performances are good too.
Creed might be Apollo Creed, or what's his name? It's not Apollo. What is his name?
The son?
Adonis
Creed. Yeah.
See, right there. I only know the Creed part. I don't know the Adonis part.
Well, I don't either. But you're saying that they were trying to tie it too much to Rocky, where I'm like, I feel like Creed was its own thing and Rocky was just
they
a
were
background.
Separating too much.
Right. It was just a background
They should
character
have
at that
kept
point.
Rocky into the third.
No.
Yeah.
No. But I don't know. We'll give Patrick this one though. I don't really have any ground to
Jay's
fight
here
on,
to
dude.
give his.
Yeah, you're not giving me anything.
I don't have anything. I don't have boxing to fight you, dude.
Well. If it isn't Jay.
I am here. I am him.
Oh,
I am. You know what? The arguments were very good, but
it didn't sound like it to me.
I gotta give it to Patrick on this one. I mean,
man, you're about to like eat vomit or something. Whatever the challenge is going to end with.
What is the challenge going to be?
I don't know.
What's the
Probably
sport?
not that.
that's not up for me to decide. That's for you two to decide because I'm
I
not
think Nat's got to pick it, and you got to do something bad.
Okay.
What's Jay?
The score now is Patrick has 4. You have 3.
No, I do not. I gotta have 5. Yeah.
No, because remember the Angela Bassett and Helen Mirren. We had to make that one a draw.
Okay.
Hate to brag.
Still a point ahead of you.
I could change it next week, buddy. You're getting too cocky.
No, then
here.
we'll be tied. You still need to do 2 to get a point ahead of me.
Dude, by October, I will be winning this. By Halloween, I will be winning this.
Yeah.
Well, I have a very special one for you guys this week coming up because it is actually my birthday this week. So
Happy
I have
birthday.
something really in
song,
store for this. Oh no.
Here, hon, is there the birthday?
I know
it's
that
on the
song.
soundboard. Go back and there's
I know that song. Oh man.
Is it there? Yeah.
Jay, are you gonna be 40?
Actually, no, I'm gonna be 38, but thank you for wishing me.
Wow, 40.
Chaz. I appreciate it.
That's horrible.
No,
Dare you?
I'm sorry.
Oh man. Well, Jay, what is your opinion? What do you think is better?
Personally, I definitely connected with Fruitville Station a lot, but as I got older and as I seen Michael B. Jordan's progression, I definitely lean towards him in the Creed movies, mostly because I have a connection with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I didn't have a connection toward it, then I wouldn't have, which is why I chose Fruitville Station, because that reminded me of a younger part of my life. As in Creed reminds me of now my adult life, you know, and what I'm doing and everything that he's achieved to get there. So I have a connection with both of them. That's why I chose these 2 movies, because one was set in a time period where I was definitely young and had that ambitions and all that stuff that was going on in Fruitville Station, as opposed to where I'm at now, where I feel like I can work out, I can do these things, I can go to the gym, all that stuff, and become the best possible family man that I could be. And that's what Creed essentially is, not just athletics. Because if that's the case, then I'm an esports guy. Then
Right.
I play video games. So
Right.
again,
Hey, Jay, do you want
something
to
to connect
smack
with.
Chaz through the screen now? Because he was playing, he was doodling with the pillow while you were talking.
I'm not worried about that because my eyes were focused on the camera while I was talking.
Oh, there you go. But he was
So-
doodling, man. He's not showing respect.
I am.
Oh,
He's not showing respect.
And
Take away a
also,
point. Take away a point.
there is one thing I do want to say, and I believe we're coming up on that anniversary soon. But Button Mashers, I believe, was when we first started it. It should be coming out. It should be almost a 2-year thing for us. We haven't done it in a while, but I want to give a big shout out to my former co-host Nate's Legend and my good friend Scott the Dooley Doo. I miss you guys. I did not forget about you guys. I still think about you guys often. So just want to give a big shout out to my guys.
Shout out.
Shout out. I think the last time I saw them was like a couple years ago.
Yep. Well, Nate has been acclimating to Denver, moving over. So whenever he wants to pick it back up, why not?
Because Utah sucks.
Yeah.
But have you guys driven that Veil? No. God, no.
No, we haven't. Oh, man.
What if I told you I have? What would you say, Jay?
Why?
I haven't.
I couldn't see myself living in Denver or anywhere in Colorado. I have considered Washington State, like Seattle area.
Yeah.
But I've also considered Texas as well, just for the affordability. And we'd be closer to Derek's dad too, so that'd be cool too. We wouldn't have to travel so far.
Very cool.
Very cool. Well, Jay, you did it again. Another hit.
Another hit. Another.
Make sure that the next one you come ready to knock Chaz out for good.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
You've been giving me the option that I'm not strongest in. Do you realize that?
No, you want to know why I've given you the choices that I've given you? Is because I
mess
trust
with me.
No, I trust your personal opinion. I base these off of Patrick Beatty reviews. So
interesting.
I trust you to answer the way that you would normally answer. Now, granted, this is a competition, but I base it based off of that.
I think we need to fill up the pool with milk and wrestle in it.
That would just.
You want to wrestle me in milk?
Sanitary.
Yeah.
Mother's milk?
No.
Thank you, Nat, for that. No. God, no.
Oh, man.
You're making the recommendation. I'm trying to add to it. And you're like, nope, Chaz's ideas are just absolute trash.
Yeah, because you're talking about mother's milk.
You were talking about milk.
Who's mother?
I don't care.
I'll take goat milk. I'm just
Who's
kidding.
the greatest
I'm
of
just
all
kidding.
Oh dear.
All right,
man.
Jay. Thank
Thank
you
you
again,
guys
my
for
friend.
having
We
me.
will see you at the next one. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Farewell,
Bye, Jay.
Jay.
Oh boy,
So-
Chaz. Where are we at on time?
50 minutes and 34
It
seconds.
seems like we've been going for a little. Do you want to table any of these reviews at all?
I want to hear about this experience.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sorry, my experience.
Yeah.
Things happen and things don't happen, and sometimes they are nightmares.
Is this show kind of.
You know what? Okay, Chaz. You want to really know?
Yeah.
You want to know?
I want to know.
Because I'm going to tell you now.
Tell me right now.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Ooh.
So, first of all, I just want to say, I'm not coming at anybody, okay?
Okay.
This is all love, but an experience happened this weekend at FanX that it's something that I've been doing this since 2016, and I've done a lot of the regular panels where you're just like, let's talk about Dune or let's talk about Disney. I've done rock, paper, scissors challenges with people during COVID. We've done so many different things. I'm mostly doing these celebrity panel reviews now. They've always gone great. There's always been at least every year one of them, like 1 out of 3 that run a little late, and it's completely understandable because a lot of times they're coming from, where the row is, where all the celebrity photo ops and the signings are. It's the complete other side of the place to where like the grand ballroom is, or like where I usually am is the second biggest one up on the second floor, 250A, 251A. It's like my hall H. So it's like I walk in, I sniff the room, I go, home, you know. Even me and the videographer, we like each other. Like we remember each other every time. So that happens. Maybe it'll be 5 minutes where they're a little late. Sometimes you have to vamp for a little. Like I usually end up like telling jokes and trying to like do trivia with the fans, talking about the cosplay, things like that. With this year, the first one, Catherine Newton, she was actually like right there, ready to go. So that was really cool. She even like during the intro, she just kind of walked out like either, you know, she was pumped to do it. The other panel that I was doing, do you think I should say it? I don't want to make them look bad.
No, don't say it.
It was the Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch, but
Name names.
I'm not gonna name names because I don't
names.
actually remember their names.
I'll tell you.
Secrets of
I'll tell you who they are.
So here's the truth. Here's the truth. Okay, I got this invite to do this. I knew it was popular. I wasn't as familiar with it as I am now. Now I'm pretty familiar with it, having watched at least a season's worth of stuff. Like that's enough to have some questions, right? To know some things, but not like the deep lore. So I was pumped to do it. We get up into the area, and it's about 5 minutes have passed at this point. I've been vamping a little bit. A lot of times people are already lined up for questions, so I just start asking them questions, you know, kind of flip it. And then about minute 5, I see somebody coming up. Actually, before that, when I ask somebody a question, and this always happens too, they go, "Me?" And I go, "Yes." And then they come onto stage. No one had mentioned to come onto stage, but they do. They come and sit next to you and you have a quick conversation with them. We were doing that at first. The guy came back down. Then someone comes up after 5 minutes and says, "Hey, I'm also a paranormal researcher. I've got a lot of experience with stuff. Someone mentioned that maybe I should come up and tell you if you want to, you know, talk to me about stuff. I've got a lot of stories." And I was like, yeah, as long as you're okay with hopping off once the team comes in, right? There's going to be about 6 of them from what I understand. He comes up and we start having to talk. And as we're doing that, I see one of the volunteers coming from the other side. I'm being flanked on both sides.
Uh-oh.
The volunteer comes to the other side. I lean over and she kind of looks at me with like a little bit of fear and a little bit of like, I gotta go. And she said, unfortunately, they're not gonna make it. And keep in mind, second biggest room, it's packed. People are standing on the sides for it. And so I'm not looking at them. I don't want to look up because then they'll see my face and probably know that I'm like horrified. And so I said, "Can I let them know now?" And then she said, "Yep, sure." And what's great about these moments, right, is when sometimes there's a camera in the right moment. So not only do I get to remember this nightmare forever, but you get to too. Roll it.
Some stories you'd like me to tell you about.
Hey, before we jump into that real quick, I just want to make sure everybody knows I apologize for unforeseen circumstances. The team had to cancel for this panel.
Oh, rats.
I know. But I'm still down to talk about ghosts, aliens, anything you have. Is everybody down with still doing this? Let's keep the show going, right? Let's do this. All right. So,
you know.
You know when that happens sometimes?
You handled that very well.
Sometimes that happens and you're like, "Oh no." That happened. Yes. That where that ended off, yes, people left, obviously. Which is understandable.
Yeah.
They got other stuff to do. Mel Gibson was doing his panel at the same time.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like, "What's going on over there?" But it was ultimately pretty disappointing. Thank goodness that guy came up His name is Ryan. I don't remember his last name. I wish I could plug what his thing is, but he basically became the star of the show, which I bet he had a great time with, because he's like, I was just here because I'm a fan of this show. Now it's all, my thing. A lot of people came up, they were asking questions, giving us their experiences with what they've seen, theories as to what they think Skinwalker Ranch is, and you've seen some of the episodes, right?
Yeah.
What are your theories?
Oh,
Is there
why are you asking this?
Is there a base underground?
No,
because here's the thing, I get why they were disappointed, because it's a fun show.
It's a fun show,
and they're very cool people.
Yeah,
and I was very much looking forward to getting to meet them. What I'm assuming must have happened is they're filming.
Could be.
Like, who knows? Maybe they didn't come because there was a breakthrough moment on the show, right?
Could be.
Where it's like, we finally got it. We can end the episodes. And then like the producer goes, no, and smashes whatever data they have.
Yeah.
So they have to start over.
Season
6.
Production's chaotic on TV. So.
Right. And I do know that they were working on it at the time. So that being said, that was a nightmare. Like it's one of my biggest fears is them not coming, and you having to figure it out. And now I know what I would do in that situation, which is cool, but didn't want to know that. That wasn't something I was looking to find out during this FanX. That being said, the fans are great. The whole thing was great. The volunteers were awesome. Like, they didn't make a big deal out of it. There was one part that was like kind of funny to me when it had been like a half hour in, and I just hear somebody across, like, walking down the hall saying, "It's canceled! Not happening!"
Oh no.
I was like, yeah.
You handled it pretty well, though.
Well, and Nat was there for it.
He handled it great.
What were you? Give me your thoughts about everything.
Well, no, it really just like I knew what was happening when I saw the person come up. I was like, oh no, they're not coming. But like, you didn't really like you responded really quickly. You didn't like freeze or anything. You were just like, okay,
I never
let's
freeze.
pivot. Let's make this something else, and like you engaged the audience really well and got them involved, which I think like, a lot of people might not have had a chance to tell their story or like talk about what interests them because of whatever else was going on. But because you like pivoted the way you did, some people still got to like have their little moment and have like that connection.
And I guess the positive is I got to talk a lot more.
You did get to talk a lot.
I got to talk a lot, to the point where I was pulling some deep lore from my brain. I was like, you guys ever heard of the Rollins Penitentiary? Or like, I saw a ghost in my house one, Their stories were crazy. Have you ever heard of water babies? Our one viewer, whoever's watching, I have no idea that was a thing. Apparently there's something called streakers. Not what you think.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and it was cool to still engage with fans of the show. And hopefully, though it was a disappointment, I didn't disappoint them further once they learned about, they weren't like, oh, now we got to deal with this too.
Well, I'm like, are they there because they like the subject matter, or are they there because they like the show itself, right? Like,
well, I think it's got to be both. If you love Lord of the Rings, you love talking about Lord of the
Rings.
Right.
So
if you love Star Wars, you love talking about, oh, wait, nope. That's not true. Nope.
So I'm thinking those who left probably had no interest in the subject matter itself. They just liked the TV show and whatever else. Like, they want to see someone famous.
They wanted to see someone famous.
Right.
Yeah.
But those who stayed, and the guy who participated, I mean, dude, you got people to stay still. That is cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It still didn't look like it really felt like maybe I was just doing maybe if Gaggle of Geeks had a podcast show or something, or a regular panel discussion. So it didn't feel bad, but the initial exodus was soul crushing a little bit. When you just see a flood of people walking out and you're trying to think of a question to ask the person next to you, like, so wait, you like ghosts, but do you like ghosts, but do you yeah. So, hey, went through something big.
Proud of
Came
you.
out on the other end. unscathed. You tried to get me.
And you try to hide that video.
And you know, this Skinwalker Ranch is mysterious.
What do you think
And it works in mysterious ways. I think it messes with your chi.
You think so?
I think Skinwalker Ranch had a lot to do with this right here. Maybe I was going to blow the lid on something, and the extraterrestrials were like, if they come to this panel, the jig is up. You know, we're done.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Maybe
if
they got
anything,
abducted.
maybe I stopped something, but in a much larger way, I started something.
You probably made that guy's night.
Yeah.
He probably went on Facebook and was like, "No freaking way," and talked all about it.
It would have been funny if I was like, Chaz, get up here. And we just did a Gaggle of Geeks episode.
Plot twist.
Let's talk about ghosts.
Oh, I love that stuff. I really,
yeah.
That's my junk. My junk TV is.
I know you like
those ghost
paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, FanX was still fun. And thank you to everybody that still went and that came up and talked to me. And whether you said you watched the podcast or that you check out the reviews, it all means a ton. And it's always a surprise to have somebody come up and say something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, are we going to talk about some movies?
Yeah, let's talk about some movies.
You're going to be talking and I'm going to be interviewing more.
Okay. First up, which one we're doing first, Nat?
The Substance.
Ooh.
This got a huge wave of support.
It did.
From people online and it kind of a ground movement. It didn't seem like it was something that was manufactured or artificial, that people were genuinely go and see this movie. Stars Demi Moore.
Yep.
And Dennis Quaid.
Yep. And Margaret Qualley, right?
Okay.
Qualley.
Tell us what it's about.
Well, it's about a aging star who is on the brink at the end of her career, essentially, right?
Demi Moore?
Yep. Demi Moore. She is like a workout instructor, kind of like a Richard Simmons kind of thing, right?
Rest in peace.
Yep. R.I.P.
Oh, okay, before we do this, there was one more news we got to do.
What's that?
We got to talk about Maggie Smith.
Oh.
Whoa. Hey. Get him. Hey, you get me for stuff. Get him. Get him.
Sir.
Yes.
Maggie Smith is an angel.
Now.
Literally
That's not
now.
nice, though.
No, I know.
That was very uncool. In your words, homie.
She's an angel.
She will be missed.
As of today.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That was mean, too. But it's not mean because angel. Harry Potter, Professor McGonagall,
yep.
Downton Abbey,
yep.
Hook.
Yep.
Why aren't you acting the same way as you did James Earl Jones?
Maybe because he hates women.
No.
Oh, yes! Yes! Got him!
I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with her work outside of Harry Potter.
Apparently not.
So I'm throwing it out there. I know her as Harry Potter. I know she's done other stuff. I'm not.
And why don't you love her?
She's great. What she did. What I saw, I liked.
Then why are you more sad sounding?
How am I going to come across? Hold on.
Did she shit in your pie? What's wrong?
It's just she died at 93, 91?
Yeah, so did James Earl Jones.
Yeah, it's his old age.
You were sad about him though.
Well, no.
You're gonna get us canceled.
I'm not.
You're gonna get us canceled.
I'm not.
I tried to bring up something serious.
R.I.P. I already said R.I.P.
Oh my God, Nat. How does this sound?
In fact,
this come
the news broke. I messaged someone at work, knowing they're a Harry Potter fan, and said, "Oh no, Maggie Smith passed away."
Was that me?
No.
Oh.
And
somebody messaged me with it,
and she goes, "Oh no, that's really sad." And I was like, "Yeah, that is sad." And then that's the last time I heard of it until you brought it up right now.
Wow.
And just for the record, maybe this will be clarification. I deleted my Twitter, so I'm not.
Was she not in Sister Act?
She was with Whoopi
Did
Goldberg.
you not watch Sister Act
when I was super young? A lot of this stuff is when I'm super little, man.
But you can still watch it.
But you think I remember what actresses are in that aside from
But you
Whoopi
grew
Goldberg?
up with Harry Potter.
Yes.
Professor McGonagall was always great.
Yes, always.
Always. Yeah.
I have no beef with her. I think she's a talented actress.
Okay.
She's a talented actress.
I'll back off.
She will be missed.
Back off. You just gave a very weird initial reaction. Oh. You went like that.
It was just
which is
unexpected.
crazy.
It was unexpected.
Let's talk about the substance.
Okay, yeah.
I'm never. Oh,
Let's talk about the
man.
substance
Do you want
that
me to
does
cut-
not have Maggie.
Do you want me to
Gyllenhaal
cut
in
that
it at
out?
all.
Do you want me to
Not
cut that
Gyllenhaal.
out
What's her
after?
name? Maggie who?
Maggie
Are all
Smith.
women interchangeable
Smith.
to you, Chaz?
Maggie Smith. Yeah, let's talk about the substance
This
that
is
does
the
not
worst.
have Maggie
This is
Smith in
so
it
bad.
at all.
Oh man. I gotta cut out a lot for this one.
No, dude, leave it.
I don't know if I want to.
Leave it.
Let's go with the substance.
Come after me. Let's go.
No. Don't invite me. You're inviting the Potter fans to come after us. You're a
they
psycho.
can't be as bad as Star Wars fans, man.
We've got the Snyder fans against us. We got the Star Wars fans against us. Now you're pitting the Harry Potter fans against us. Next are the Swifties. And shut up. Shut up.
Dude, actually,
No.
fun fact.
No.
No. This is a funny
Substance.
story.
Talk about the
Funny story.
movie.
No, I will. Hold on. Swifties. Yesterday, I stuck at a red light, and there's a slug
You're
bug.
stuck at a bread light.
Red light.
Oh.
Taking a left turn, right? And there's a slug bug on the other lane, like left of me. So we're both taking a left. She had a Swifty air freshener thing on her mirror. And then the car, the light turned green. The cars took forever to go. Someone actually had to honk. And then the light turned red immediately. She got stuck at the light again, and I made it. And I was like, Swifty. And that was my story. Anyway, the substance. It is about what is that face?
Just continue. I have to fart a little.
Oh my
and
god.
He's making me. When he gets me upset,
You
some type of
fart.
gas gets produced in my body, and it either becomes a burp or a fart. So
One or the other.
continue. We'll see when the bomb drops.
Okay, substance, an aging exercise instructor. How's that?
Okay.
At the end of her career, they want someone younger. It's a satirical take on Hollywood and the entertainment industry in that sense, right? They want someone who's younger, more appealing, all this stuff. And she's at the end, and she's like, well, what else is left of me? You know? So she's battling this thing. She finds this service where you can inject this drug-like thing where you basically duplicate a younger clone of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mickey 17.
yeah, but I don't think Mickey 17 will be as dark and messed up as this movie got.
It's dark and messed up.
This one?
Mhm.
Did you see it?
No.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Oh, homie. Oh, okay. Cool.
Well,
That's
that
why you
was
asked
the
me
review of
questions.
the substance.
No. No, so she does that, but the whole movie, have you seen the movie Revenge?
No.
So it's by a French filmmaker. I don't want to butcher her name, but the movie is really good. Same director for this movie. She is influenced by Cronenberg, which is known for body horror. So the whole movie is essentially messing with the body.
Mm-hmm.
But the premise is, though, you have to switch off the bodies every 7 days. So one body can survive 7 days while the other body's being fed, passed out cold, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they get greedy with it, and that's when their bodies start doing weird stuff.
Oh,
So
it's like The Fly.
It is very much like The Fly.
I've heard Dennis Quaid puts in a real crazy performance.
He does. He fits the role. I mean, if you know, in a sense of him being.
Are you gonna make it political?
No.
Yeah.
No.
What about Demi Moore's performance? I've heard she could be winning awards.
She's great in it. She's great in it.
The Toni Collette Hereditary this year.
Not that level of acting, in my opinion. Like my biggest criticism of the movie, I think it could have been cut by at least 20 minutes. And it is a 2.5-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they were hitting on the head exactly what they're trying to say multiple times. It felt like it had 5 different endings.
Is it? I've seen the trailer. There's trippy imagery.
Trippy
There's
imagery.
One where there's lots of eyes inside an eye. I don't like that.
Oh yeah.
Not at all. That it scared the hell out of me.
Trippy imagery. It's very graphic.
Like Mandy.
Yeah. Very much like
Oh.
Mandy. The music is really electronic and like kind of like Challengers music.
Mhm.
It's very much like
Oh.
that. Yeah, where it's just like
I'm a model.
diving into
Model.
it. Yep. It's really well shot, really well edited. I loved it.
Is it in your top 10 now?
I added it to my top 10 of the 2025 or 2024.
Okay. Who should go and see this movie?
Okay. Well, let me preface this by saying when I walked in, there was these 2 older women in there, like mid 60s, early 70s, right? And I sat down being like, do they know what they're in store for?
Mhm.
And then one of them said, you can't munch on your popcorn through the movie. And her friend was like, well, why not? And she's like, well, because it's a body horror movie. It'll be gross. And then her friend's like, oh, it is? And I'm like, oh, at
They
least
sound really cool.
they know what they're in store for. Yeah, that's what I was like.
That
all
sounds
right.
like the right kind of old ladies for a movie.
Yeah. But it is a
This
very
is that's like me and you when we're old going to a movie. Oh.
That just sound. I'm picturing you and Chaz as like old men in a movie theater together. It's cute.
Well, because Chaz will go to the movies with me.
Ouch. That being
got
said,
him.
so
I got her. Yeah. She knew.
The movie's really graphic though. In terms of violence, in terms of these special like there's a creature kind of thing at the end. It's really fucking cool.
Nice.
But it's very graphic in that, very explicit and with nudity. I mean, it's a very body heavy movie.
Your 10.
Huh?
Nothing.
No. But it's if you like body horror, if you don't get grossed out by that stuff, if you're okay with intense sequences, I'm all for it, and I would recommend it.
Yay, that is a see it from Chaz. Do you have any skip-its for this one?
For this,
do you have one coming up?
No.
Right now?
No.
Do we need to save it? Do I need to watch this first?
Megalopolis?
Yeah.
I thought you watched it.
I haven't seen any of them. I was doing FanX.
Oh.
And yesterday, like, the energy was gone.
Yeah.
After I did that.
I don't blame you. No.
Yep. I didn't even get a lightsaber. I was gonna.
Here's what I'll say about Megalopolis.
I did get this.
Your blaster. You want to nerd out about it? Tell everyone what year
That
it
was
came
my
from?
nerd. I got it out.
Okay. I'll say this. It's not for everyone. The divisive viewership that we've seen is for a reason.
Mhm.
I loved it for my own sake of being like, well, he had something to say. He said it. And I got to see it on the big screen after it was in development hell for over 40 years. For that, I'm grateful. Is it messy? Yes. Is it controversial? Yes. It's very provocative at times.
Are they overselling it when they say that this movie is out too soon for its time, and that over time, much like Apocalypse Now, this will be revered as a classic?
No, that's exactly what this will be.
No.
Yes. In 20,
I've not seen it, so I can't say no.
In
but
20 years, people are going to say, how could anybody talk horribly about this movie? I guarantee it. It won't sit well with people.
Well, that's interesting.
It's very political in nature, especially at the end. But the ending, here's how I knew I loved it. The last 2 minutes of the movie, I got goosebumps.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it. But what I will say is that it's like the Godfather's Shakespearean tragedy.
Oh,
the
boy.
Godfather of Cinema's Shakespearean tragedy for a better future.
See, I've only seen the Twitter clips of Adam Driver saying "Do the club" to the Game of Thrones girl.
So out of context.
To the club.
I mean, dude, Adam Driver does a good job. The whole cast does a good job. Even like, I'm not a fan of John Voight at all,
and
his character was kind of quirky in a funny way.
Okay.
And Shia LaBeouf plays like a little Trump-like character.
How long is this movie?
2.5 hours.
Would you watch it again?
Yes.
I'll go.
Not today.
Do we want to close this out and go right now?
No.
Okay.
Not today.
All right. We're gonna cover that deeper next time.
Okay.
And I'm sorry for the thumbnail, everybody, because we didn't bring this up. Everybody's been sitting here waiting for this one. It's now been an hour and a half.
Which movie is it?
The Wild Robot.
Never heard of
the
it.
one you texted me saying that you had watched.
I didn't. I said TBD.
He was like, can't.
TBD means to be determined if I can even make it.
I thought you said can't wait to talk about it.
Where did you
fair,
see C in my abbreviation?
I didn't read the message all the way.
It was
I
3
glanced
lines.
at it. I glanced at the message. I do remember the TBD now. However,
like I think I said this.
been a
Megalopolis, green check mark. The substance now seated. The Wild Robot, TBD. That's all my text said. I got no response back.
well, then
Granted,
why
you were
did you
FanX.
say that you tricked me?
I didn't trick you. Oh, because I thought you. Okay, here's my plan for this. I thought that you would have seen it and then you would have been all excited for it. 'Cause it seems like a movie you would love.
What does that mean?
It means that you would have been excited for it. And then I was like, here's my opportunity to talk as much crap on this movie as even though I haven't seen it yet. And then
Oh, so you
the
wanted to do
plot
the thing that I hate
the
that.
plot twist is me being like, actually, I've never seen it. Just after I got a rise out of you. That was my plan. Then I find out you didn't even watch it.
That would have brought me to the point of self-destruction. I'm so glad that didn't happen. So we'll talk about both of those next week,
Okay.
as well as footage or whenever that thing is ready.
Which one?
Footage.
Oh.
With that being said, that's Chaz. I'm
Hi.
Pat. That was Nat. Frank did not want to see any of y'all this time. He was not interested. But we love you guys. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, give us ratings on podcast places wherever you listen or watch. Thank you again. Flug on, my geeks.